Hi, first of all, I would just like to apologize for the noise, for the background noise, because I live directly on a highway. Uh, but yeah, I can't talk. I cannot talk. And I think through this recording, you will find me struggling to talk like a normal human being. Maybe I have autism, I do not know. And I will be burping through it. I think I just have a really weird tummy. I will try not to curse. But yeah, I cannot talk because I think from the ages of 11 I kind of went completely quiet and silent. I don't know if it's selective mutism. I don't even know what selective mutism means. I'm just saying that out loud because I read on like a letterboxed review for the Brutalist that they were calling Sofia, I think that's her name, Sofia. If you've seen the movie, you know what I mean. And they say that they have selective mutism, and they say that she has selective mutism, and I think that I can relate to that. I didn't talk from the ages of 11 to 18, honestly 20. Let's make that 19. So 11 to 19. So that was 8 years of my like big years of puberty that I didn't really talk to. I did talk if I was asked something. I would answer your questions, but other than that, I would stay in my corner. I wouldn't talk to anyone, mainly because I went to a boys' school and I kind of hated. That's a very funny horn. I hope you can hear that. What a goofy ass fucking horn. Oh wait, never mind. I think that's someone playing music. No, never mind. That's a horn. Okay, sorry for that. What was I saying? Yeah, I went to a boys' school, and I don't think you realize this. I don't think anyone realizes. People do realize that. I don't know why I'm saying that. Uh, Boys are kind of horrible, and they kind of lack empathy. But in general, I think teenagers lack empathy in general. I just didn't know that yet because I went to a boys' school, so I thought, oh, only boys are kind of, a-holes. I didn't relate to any of them. I thought that most of them were shallow and didn't have any sort of emotional depth, the same emotional depth that I had. And I know that's like kind of a flex. I'm saying I have emotional depth, and I don't mean in an empathy kind of way. I was very apathetic too. I just that I didn't realize it that at the time. In terms of emotional depth, I think I mean, like wanting to suicide, like wanting to kill yourself and stuff, and like being depressed all the time. That was me, and that was kind of the only thing I was interested in talking about. Until now, that's like the only thing that interests me, like to talk about. Not because I'm inherently a very green person. I don't think I am. I do feel like that I'm secretly a very goofy person. I do think I'm a very goofy person. I just think that most people don't get to see it because I don't like most people. Anyways, I'm going off on a tangent. I should stay on topic. Yeah, I do like talking about suicide and depression and all that. Not because again I'm like this old sort of alternative guy, emo guy. No, it's more because that's what I'm feeling all the time. And emotionally, I don't know how other people are. I either a I either a feel everything at like an overwhelming level. I feel everything so much that I cannot control them. Or two, or B, which is most likely what is happening, is that I'm probably feeling things at the same level as any other human being. It's just that I don't have the tools and the equipment and the sort of logical reasoning to be able to work through them maturely and to be able to soothe myself through them without relying on the person. Um, okay, I have to take a break because I don't have a chair and I don't have a table, so I'm kind of bending over my phone. So and my neck starts hurting now. So wait a minute. Okay, so I'm on my bed, and the problem is I just moved into this new apartment. We don't have pillows, so when I'm sort of leaning on the bed frame is very woody. Like Woody, I don't, like not like Tom Hanks from Toy Story, but like it, like I can feel the wood sort of digging into my back, and it hurts. So I don't know how long I'm gonna last like this. I'm gonna crack my toes. Wait, I don't know if you'll hear this. I didn't want to hear it. Never mind. I cracked my toes though. Yeah. What was I talking about? I'm kind of forgetting. Uh, the goal for this recording was to like be able to go through the awkward moments and go through the awkward silences of me trying to figure out what I'm talking about, because most of the time when I talk, I forget what I'm talking about. I have like this very short-term memory when it comes to talking, because one of the other things about me talking is that as soon as I open my mouth and the words are flowing through my throat and my mouth, I'm not really thinking. I cannot do that. I cannot do the thing where people are like actively thinking on one side of the brain and the other side of the brain are like they're like actually talking. I can't do that. I have to inherently focus on like producing words and pronouncing things very clearly and like making a coherent sentence that I forget to think about what I'm gonna say. So when I start yapping, I just start yapping about nonsensical stuff that doesn't make any sort of sense. Anyways, I think that I was talking about like B. Yeah, B is me not having the tools to soothe myself through them. And recently, I don't know if you've been listening to my two other videos. My situationship who ghosted me, well, she blocked me, and one of the things she said in it was that I am so draining, and that my energy is so draining that I'm living life as if it's a pity party, and those are very rude things. But I've sort of consulted a lot of friends, and most of them saying that she has a point. I've blocked them too, not because they told me that she has a point. Uh, that's completely fair. You're just being an honest friend. It's just that if your situationship of like 2 months, she's not even a situation for 2 months. Well, the situationship lasted 2 months. It's been more than 2 months. It's been like almost 9 months. But I'm only counting the 2 months that we were like actively hanging out. If your relationship of 9 months, or sorry, 2 months, blocks you and like says mean stuff to you, again, she has a point, but the way she says it is horrible. She goes on like how I'm draining and like how she cannot deal with me and like how I'm like essentially a burden. The way she phrases it is horrible and kind of again an a-hole thing to do. And you go to your friend and they are like, yeah, she has a point, before even trying to comfort you, before even trying to show you any sort of empathy or any sort of care, when they are your friend. That's what friends are supposed to do. Yes, you can be honest with me. Please do be honest with me. I appreciate that. I appreciate honesty. But don't be like a piece of, crap about it. Again, I'm trying so bad not to curse right now. You have to show me empathy. And no, I'm not saying that as like in an entitled kind of way. Again, you're my friend. You're my freaking friend. And when they come to me, most of the time I do not agree with them. Most of the time I do not like I don't even like their opinions about the things that they've done. Most of the time I disagree with them at like a such like a fundamental level that I do have to like take a break, soothe my like relax and fucking find empathy for them, and then come back and then show them empathy, and then later when the whole thing is done, I I start being honest with them. I'm like, hey, this what thing that you did, it's not too good. But again, you're like a 20-year-old. You are, immature, and you're still figuring out life. And I try to wrap the honesty in like a big bowl of kindness. I don't see people doing that for me. And the other friend I had the other day was like, I was generally very. I was literally like probably going to do it. I literally, for the first time of my life, called a suicide helpline. They didn't help me. Well, they did help me in quote unquote help me. Again, this is kind of a tangent. I'm sorry that this is just how I talk. Told me you should go to a public hospital and like get evaluated. I just cannot do that. I'm sorry. I know. I just watched what's his name? I think Healthy Doctor GG or something, Healthy Gamer GG or something like that. The Indian guy. I am Indian too. I don't know why I'm saying that Indian guy, but you know him, the Indian therapist, the Indian guy who works at Harvard, I think, or used to work at Harvard. I don't know. I think his name is Healthy Gamer GG. I'll try to link him down in the description. You probably know about him. I don't know why I'm going on about like giving him a shout out or something. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, I completely forgot, didn't I? Oh well. Oh yeah, the Healthy Gamer GG was like talking about like inaction, like about like the men of inaction or something. I linked that video down to about like how when you suggest something to another person, the brain instantly comes up with like solutions, not solutions, but like instantly comes up with excuses of like why they shouldn't do it. And my brain is coming up with excuses. I don't want to go to the public hospital, not because Well, first of all, if he's going to cost me money, not that much. It's public hospital, so it's not going to be that much. It's okay. I just don't want to pay for anything. And second of all, I don't want. I am so sad I cannot do anything. So I'm kind of waiting for the sadness to go away. But also at the same time, it's like kind of this sort of rage of like, I feel this is unfair. I was born with these emotions, and I've seen the things that I've seen that have led me to be this depressed. I've seen things as a kid that I don't think any kid should have been seeing, or any adult should have been seeing, and now I have to deal with it. I did not ask for this. I was just dealt a bad sort of hand of cards. Is that dealt a bad deck of cards? I don't even know how the saying goes, but I hope you know, and tell me in the comments. Uh, yeah, and I was sort of just unlucky with the things that happened to me, and I'm like this, and I wished I was normal, and this is unfair. I'm dealt. I'm like born this weird thing. I'm born this horribly effed up kid who can't talk. I'm born as this kid who has to see these horrible things when he's a kid, and now I have to deal with this. I have to deal with this alone. This is my burden to bear. I didn't ask to be burdened by this. Why or not? Why isn't every other person burdened with this? I do not get it, and it fills me with so much rage. And I feel like it's just like I think it's just me saying "f you," and I know that the consequences of this is like me suffering a lot, and I know that's what's gonna happen. But I also just don't feel I'm in a position to be able to go out and go to the doctor every week or whatever and waste time on that, because I'm a student. I'm an international student. I don't have the time to give. I generally do not have the time to dedicate to my mental health. I do not have time to dedicate to anything. And even then, I'm a B student, and it's not that good. But I'm having suicidal thoughts, and I don't think. And maybe you'll be like, oh yeah, just tell your parents, but like, that's not how brown parents work. That's not how Indian parents work. Indian parents are kind of, and it's not their fault. I get it, but Indian parents are into a lot of like guilt tripping, and they're like, it's kind of borderline narcissistic. They live their life through their kids because they don't have a lot to do with their own lives. I get it. But so yeah, my parents are therefore not perfect candidates to open up to them. Um, I was a very troubled kid when I was 15. I would have big meltdowns. I would shout a lot. I would like break stuff. My brother's the same as me, and my father literally sat me down and like told me that if you have another meltdown, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, and that's it. I'm not gonna trust them. I'm not gonna trust my own parent who tells me that every time I'm in pain, he's going to like literally beat the living crap out of me. I'm not gonna do that. I am not going to trust them, and even my mother. If you're saying that, oh yeah, men are like that, men are like not equipped to handle your emotions, that's true. Go to a woman, and even my mother. My mother is someone who casually and oftentimes and frequently makes me trust her and makes me tell her the things that are making me hurt, and then eventually she uses it against me. She will do it repeatedly, and she has done it repeatedly, and she acts like she's in the right for doing stuff like that. She victimizes herself frequently, repeatedly, and it leaves me feeling alone. And even the other women in my life, I don't think are very equipped to handle me, because first of all, they're not my therapist, they're my friends, I suppose. And I think that because of, in a sense, because of the patriarchy, because of like, how men have mistreated them, and I think how they have subconsciously antagonized men. In a sense, they have the right to do it because men are kind of horrible to women. They've probably had a horrible experiences with men. I don't think they see me as a human being when I come to them as a man. So when I open up to them about like how I do generally want to kill myself, and how it's getting very scary now, that the feelings, I do logically know I should not do it, but the feelings are so overwhelming and they're so intense that it literally would literally give me so much relief to just end myself, because the feelings are so overwhelming. And I know, and like how, for example, when you just broke up with your ex. I've never had an ex. I'm just speaking in hypothetical. I don't know if you can say that. I'm theorizing. When you break up with your ex, your toxic ex, You know they are bad for you, but you still want to go back to them because of the emotions. Logically, you know that you don't go back to them, but you do end up going back to them because emotionally you are so compelled. You are like so overwhelmed by these emotions, and it's the same thing. And I do fear that one day I will wake up and the emotions are so overwhelming that it will literally disintegrate the logical part of my brain. And it has happened. Like 2 days ago, not 2 days ago, 4 days ago, I think. Yeah, 4 days. It was 4th of March. I was sitting on my bed and was trying not to move because I knew that if I moved, I was going to do something really, really bad, and that's how really, really bad, and that's how I went and contacted the suicide hotline, which in the moment they do help, but they also, as soon as the call ends, you feel so much more alone. You feel so much more like abandoned because you realize that at your lowest point you have no one to call, you have no one to talk to, you have to resort to these strangers who are being paid to talk to you. It feels so like heartbreaking, honestly, that you don't have any friend who can handle you. My other friend, I don't know, maybe I've already talked about this. My other friend, she asked me how I'm doing. I say I'm suicidal, and then I go on about like how I'm suicidal, and she literally just hearts it like on Instagram, just double taps it and moves on with their day. Someone comes to you and they say they're doing bad, and you ask them why they're doing bad, and then they express to you about how they're suicidal, and you leave them not attended or nothing, and then that fills me with so much more anger. Like, how am I getting these horrible people? And I know maybe I'm victimizing myself. I do not care at this point. Maybe yeah, I'm victimizing myself. I do not care, because if she came to me and she told me she was suicidal, I would sit down with her and like be there for her. Okay, I am tired of having consenting people I do not like, people I do not respect, people I fundamentally do, you know, are different from me. I do not want these people. I do not want a person who is so different from me that the way of dealing with empathy is completely different. This friend that I just talked about, I don't even think she has empathy. Honestly, that's not empathy. There's no empathy there. There's no kindness there. There's just and she's an adult. She's an adult. She's a 21-year-old who is not equipped to deal with emotions. Like, what are you doing with your life? It's just so annoying. And right now, I'm so lost. I don't know what I'm doing with myself, and I cannot talk. I made another friend in my apartment. She is cool. We are getting along very well, but I don't know. I do not expect her to be able to, for example, listen to me talking about how I want to myself. Because as much as I don't want to accept it, it's nobody's job. It's nobody's job to be your therapist. And it's sad. It's sad. I do, deep down, I do feel that that's how human beings should be to each other. We should be there for each other. But we don't live in this society, and I should just accept that. I should just accept that I'm a man, and because of the patriarchy, I'm not really going to be able to open up to other men. Not because by choice, just because men are not inherently equipped to deal with other men's problems and to be vulnerable to other men. I have my brother. I literally am alive, and I'm saying this not to be dramatic, but I'm alive literally just because of my brother. My brother has helped me with so much, and most of the time I feel like I'm not doing enough for him. Most of the time I wish I was helping him even more, but I'm not, because he helps me so much. I am literally so dependent on my brother, and it's sad to say that, and I feel so guilty saying that. I feel so guilty saying that, but my brother is the only person in the whole world who saved me multiple times. He's written like every time I've gone through some meltdown, I've gone to him, and I feel so bad. I feel so bad because I know I'm not here for him. And today I was like, I wrote, I was like, hey, how are you doing and stuff. And I hope he has some problem and I can solve it, because I want to be there for him, because he generally is the only one who's been constantly kind to me, you know? I don't know. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for him. But then I think about other people who don't have a brother. I think about other people who don't have a best friend. How are they dealing with these things? And I know I'm like talking about the patriarchy and like victimizing myself as a man. I know there's women out there who probably do not have friends. women out there who probably are scared to talk to other men or women. Maybe they've had other bad experiences with women out of interacting with women with internalized misogyny, and now they've had so many repeated bad interactions with women that they don't want to interact with women, and they can't really interact with men because men would probably just end up objectifying them and like want to date them, and then once they don't want to date them, they will antagonize them, and I get all that. So yeah, there's so many lonely people out there, and they're aching, and nobody's there for them. And it like baffles me that we're all in so much pain and nobody's talking about it. Nobody is equipped to talk about it, and it's such a like a fury of a situation. We are all so and it seems like the only way to get out of any of this is to believe in a God, which I do. I do not believe in religion because I think religion only makes us ache even more. I do believe in a God, but I do believe in a very kind God. I believe in a God that loves us, that's aching to love us, and that wants us to love Him, to love it too. I don't think He has a gender. I'm saying He again. I'm sorry. It has a gender, and I think He is. Sorry, it is. It feels disrespectful to say it to God, but like I think God is maybe saddened and hurt by the fact that the only reason we even think of God is either out of fear or because we are begging God for something. Isn't that like sad? Isn't that sad? If there is a God and it created us all out of love, out of just pure love, and we're here making books, speaking words on His behalf, and being so arrogant. Think of us like how arrogant of creatures we are, like how arrogant of creations we are. We talk in behalf of our Creator, and I know I'm doing that right now, and but I'm leaving room, a space for the fact that I'm completely wrong. I'm probably completely wrong. Anyways, we speak on God's behalf, and then we impose these words on other people, and the only time we think about God is out of fear or out of desperation for wanting for something. And no wonder, God has abandoned us. If He has abandoned us, He probably has. If I was God and I'm not God, and I probably cannot imagine what it would be like to be God, but if I was God, I would have abandoned us very early on. We're so primitive, we're so angry, we're so like ready to hurt each other, and when we see someone else hurting, we're not there for them. And I don't know what to do with anything. I don't know why I'm here. I think I'm basically crashing out, so I'm gonna stop. I hope you got something out of this video. If you watch this, I don't know what to even name this. I was originally gonna name this I don't know how to talk, but I don't think that's literally what the video was about. I think the video was about me having a meltdown and feeling alone and feeling suicidal. I don't even know that if I'm scared that this video is gonna get shadow banned because I've repeatedly said the word suicide over and over again. Oh god. Anyways, I'll figure something out. I hope this video has helped someone out there. I really hope so. Yeah, that's it. And if you are going through something, you can write it in the comments, but I don't think anyone's gonna watch this video, so yeah. Anyways, good luck, and I hope you do well. That's it.